I'm Pew, and today I'll be talking about the things that I watched recently. So recently I've been watching Blank the series, and this is how I feel about it. To be honest, I actually rewatched it so that I can do this review. Blank the series is actually a Thai girl love drama series. For those who have caught it, yes, you are just like me, waiting for the last episode to be out. And for those who haven't, maybe this video will give you more reasons for you to go and catch it. So the main lead is Faye Pariah and Yoko Asparagus. So the main character of the show is acted by Faye and Yoko. The characters are a spin-off from another girl love drama series called Gap the series. So Gap the series is talking about Kun Sam and Mon, how they actually fell in love with each other. Kun Sam has a sister called Kun Neng, which is also rejected by the grandma. She's an artist, she wants to pursue art, but of course, being royalty, you're not supposed to do that, right? You need to be very poised and you need to be very proper. Same premises, the grandma don't really like what she is passionate about, so she left the family. Aneng just simply added a lot of colors to her life. Unfortunately, because of their differences, it's just very hard, impossible for them to be together lah. I think Girl Love itself is already a very engaging plot. It's really quite impossible, and the social norms is really very hard to break through. If you ask me, 16 years of age difference is 16 years, that's like almost a century. In the show, Neng is 36 years old and Aneng is like, oh, my max fail. 36 minus 16, 20. She's 20 years old, she just started uni. In fact, the age difference was really a very good plot. I love it that they actually do it into 2 seasons. So season 1 is like more on how they slowly just explain like what kind of like this character both of them are, like what are their like personality and everything. You can see from season 1 that Neng is someone that she is very particular on who she spend her time with, because she feel like no one is worthy of her. And the reason why she put her wall so up is because she just scared of being hurt lor. And where else you can see how Aneng keep prying open that wall of hers, and it's really nice to see how someone that is so strong slowly melt down. And I think it's really very relatable to a lot of girls that I like. I used to like. When you reach 36, it's so relatable. When you reach 36, when there's so many failed relationships and where people give you so many like promises but then they end up not fulfilling them, more or less your walls will just build up like that, right? Especially she come from a royal family and with her grandma always pressurizing, giving her so much expectations. Of course, to a certain point you just want to live for yourself. So Neng is living this phase of life that she just don't accept people who are wasting her time. And Aneng is just so cheerful and she's so bright. Neng's life is like very dark, but she just fill it up with darkness. But she just fill it up with brightness. And it's just very nice to see how the characters slowly grow and how the plot slowly moves as they meet different like difficulties lah. First, from this irritating guy called Chad, spoiler alert lah, who is the father of Aneng and the ex-fiancé of Neng. So this guy very persistent on separating them. I guess it's all these different characters coming into play to make it difficult for them, but yet they overcome is what that actually make it interesting to see lah. It's really very stressful with the fact that how Neng have to face the kind of pressure where right now at this point of time, Aneng, I am your favorite thing right now. But once you go into uni, once you have friends, once the world come to you, you'll be bored of me, you know. She made it a point that I might be fresh right now, but eventually you will not love me anymore. So that was like one of the insecurity that she actually put up front, which is very real. And time again, she will just bring it up. Aneng being Aneng, she just persistently love her. So it's really very touching and very nice to see. If you ask me which character that I really hate most is this guy called Chad. Yes, he's really very annoying. She will and get the PI, then take photos of them. Why got like that one? So rude. In terms of production quality, to be honest, I think the production quality is really not bad. I like the edits and the pacing. I'm really glad that they actually put it into like 2 seasons. So the first one is more about like their character development and how you get to know them personally. The second one is really the real deal. Their bed scenes is actually done quite tastefully. It's not overly done, just enough for you to feel something. I like the moments where, you know, when it's just them, the quiet moments. I like that they remove, a lot of times they remove music and they just let silence play its course. So at that moment when it's all happening, right, you are forced to just focus on the little details that is happening while they have their intimate moments. Age difference in love is definitely something that has been like discussed since very long time ago. Especially like when you are young, right, they say like you cannot really think for yourself. So you don't really know how to like so-called define love is lah. But I think there's this part, again, spoiler alert, there's this part in the show where they actually encouraged Anand to stay away for at least 2-3 years. I felt like it was quite a good decision because if you really love her, right, I think time can prove it all. So 2-3 years, what is 2-3 years, right, when you can be with the person ultimately for the lifetime? So 2-3 years later, you come back, you are more adult, you experience life more a little bit. That's when you can really go and decide whether you want to still be with this person. Like a cool down period, that kind of thing lah. Because you know when you first started out, right, okay, in any relationship, you will have overbearing hormones and then you will just feel too much. They should just, let her go and experience life 2-3 years. Don't be sad. Yes, you definitely cry, but ultimately after when you are older, it's really not too late. If you still love the person, I believe it's not too late. You can still get together. I think this is one of the main message they are trying to tell you, like yes, age is really not a problem. There's a lot of things that you can actually overcome, and in fact the answer to it is time lor. Yeah, ultimately if time allows, you will end up together lah. But the other message that they were trying to talk about is like girl love itself. Like at this in society, even though it's still quite open, but a lot of rejection from the higher beings, like your senior, you know, your grandma and everything. Yeah, I also really like how they actually solve things. It's not like as if like, you know, you can just elope and then you don't care them. I'm really glad that this show, they still do it in a more like reasonable way, more realistic way. And I think it's more relatable. Not sure about the ending because the last episode is not out yet. But I really hope that ultimately, you know, they can feel accepted or at least find a way to actually make things work lah. I guess like a lot of times the senior don't really understand, and you cannot blame them because they just come out from a very like traditional kind of history, right? So it's okay to not go strong head lor. This girl love series, right, made me feel a lot because I think I relate a lot to Neng. I think because of the age, the idea of like you've been through so many already and you are okay to just be alone. But having someone to just barge into your life and convince you that they love you, I think is such a absurd thing. Yeah, it's quite absurd. But to slowly learn how to love, lowering down your guard, I think it's something that made me feel like, wow, it's really such a good feeling to be loved. It's really quite tiring to always be the one to love, but it's really very, very nice to love someone that loves you equally as well. Such love is very pure and very hard to depict in today's drama series, I feel, especially GL. And I really think that their acting is really good in the sense where you can feel it's all pure feelings. What's my favorite part of the show? I really like the bed scene, to be very honest. I like how they spend time together, how they banter. I like how you slowly see the character development, how Neng slowly fall in love with Anand. I like to see how Anand, so bright, she makes me happy too. Every time she appears, she not only makes Neng happy, she makes me happy. What's my least favorite aspect? I felt like this could have been on a bigger platform, maybe Netflix. I hope like this could have been more mainstream. More people can actually see this. I felt like I needed more episodes. I wanted to see even more lovely moments. Yeah. overall, ever since Gap the series, right, I felt like there was a huge passion. Everyone was going crazy over like GL because of Gap the series, and there was a huge gap to fill after Gap. Actually, a lot of shows never even come by close, I feel. Some shows even failed. Like after their pilot episode, then they actually disappeared. Some shows was not deep enough. Some bed scenes was non-existent. It's not that I watch the shows because of bed scenes, but because I feel like it's really very rare, and it's very brave to have if you have lah. I think it's just very crucial when you're portraying like real emotions. It's interesting to watch lor, so it would be nice if they actually include it lah. Yeah, but there are some series that they only show a little bit. It wasn't as nice to watch. Okay, so this is my feelings. I won't rate over 10 how much I feel this show is because I haven't watched the last episode. But all in all, after rewatching season 1 and season 2, I really feel it's a very good series, worth it to actually watch lah. You might or you might not like it, but I think it's a very good representation of GL, and I think you should watch it. If you agree or you have any comments with today's episode of me watching things, please like, subscribe and comment. Yes.